Hey everyone, Kwgt here. Hope you guys are doing well. So every single month this past year, we released 10 of our favorite iOS apps and Android apps to hit the Play Store and the App Store respectively. And so now that we're coming to an end of the year, the end of 2020, thankfully it's almost over, we decided to compile all those apps into one big video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at 120 of our favorite Android apps to hit the Play Store during the year. Byte is the successor to the popular 6-second video looping app called Vine that perished in 2017. Dom Hoffman, the co-creator of Vine, is the man behind this app. Now, TikTok has largely filled the void that Vine left behind, so I can imagine it'll be a little bit hard to pry users away from TikTok just because of how similar the apps are and the fact that TikTok is more established at this point in time. But as you can see here, you can swipe through Bytes just like TikTok, and you can like and comment on them. The Discover page lets you see what's popular now, as well as view Bytes belonging to specific categories like comedy and art. Overall, the app is surprisingly polished, it looks good, and it runs well. I'm just curious to see if we'll see many famous TikTok influencers or ex-Viners jump ship and join this new platform. Gesture Plus turns the navigation bar on Android 10 into an app or task launcher. After you give the app the right permissions, you can go to the Actions section and customize what you want to happen when you tap on the navigation bar. It's pretty cool because if you don't want to open up an app like the camera app or the phone dialer, you can make it so that it becomes a back button. So every time you tap on the navigation bar, it'll become a back button. And so, yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the swipe to go back action on the Pixel 4, so you might like this option better. There are additional settings to change the actions when on the lock screen, as well as open up an app with a long press of the navigation bar. Overall though, super useful app. Tetris by the developer Network released an officially licensed version of the popular puzzle game just days after EA announced that its mobile Tetris games would be shut down on April 21st. Now, this is an extremely basic version of Tetris, but it still runs super well and it's totally free. So if you were a big fan of Tetris by EA, then you should consider downloading this game because the Tetris apps by EA, they will shut down in April. Activity Bubbles is one of 3 new experimental digital well-being apps from Google. Activity Bubbles helps you discover what your phone usage looks like in a day by placing a live wallpaper on your home screen where each bubble added represents the time you spent on your phone last. Since it is a live wallpaper, it may eat away at battery life more, but then again, if it helps you use your phone less, you really shouldn't notice a hit in battery life. The other app from Google also uses a live wallpaper to tell you how long you spend on your phone in a day, but instead of bubbles, it uses a more traditional stopwatch visualization. The wallpaper is certainly way more in your face than the bubbles, but I think it does a better job at showing how much you use your phone because it's not shy about the big, constantly updating phone usage numbers. Press is a work in progress, what you see is what you get note-taking application that distinguishes itself from the many other note-taking apps out there by using Markdown for styling and formatting text. You can insert code blocks, headings, links, lists, thematic breaks, and quotes, but basically it'll just give you one long notepad for all of your thoughts and ideas, so you can just open the app and quickly jot stuff down with ease. I really like the app, and I think the developer is doing some great things here. Moviz Edge is a first-of-its-kind app that displays a live music visualizer around the edges of your screen while you are listening to music from your favorite music apps. What's cool is that it works with all of the major music apps out there, both offline or streaming apps, and it comes with a bunch of different design packs that can be customized to your liking. Go ahead, give this app a download if you want to spice up your music listening experience. Wager Lab is a pretty neat app that lets you set up bets with your friends and keep track of the results. Basically, you pick a bet, you pick an amount, and you pick a recipient. Once your friend accepts it, the wager becomes active. Now, I haven't made any bets yet because I'm not much of a gambling man, but I thought the premise is enticing and the app is well designed. My Limit helps you track your blood alcohol content, or BAC, in real time, and it lets you see your alcohol usage over time. After you input your weight and the amount of alcohol you drank on any given evening, The app will use its algorithm to try and calculate how drunk you are. It's not 100% accurate, but it does a pretty good job at guesstimating how drunk you are, so you can hopefully avoid a DUI. This is a great app to have if you go out to drink frequently. I would also recommend Uber or Lyft. It'd actually be pretty neat if one of those ride-sharing companies decided to integrate this app into their services. I think it could help a lot of people. Voto Banker, or Voto Banker, I think I'm saying that right, is a simple tactical game where you have to control a SWAT team through a building in a way that doesn't result in killing any hostages. There's tons of levels to play through, various obstacles and hostiles to try and avoid. Overall, it's a lot of fun and definitely worth checking out. Typewise is what the developers are calling the first keyboard specifically designed for smartphones. It uses a hexagon layout where keys are 70% larger than QWERTY keyboards, making typing much easier to hit and reducing typos by 80%. The app features gesture support: swipe up to capitalize a letter, swipe left to delete, or swipe right to restore. There's also a bunch of languages supported by the app. I believe there's over 40 different languages. So if you're down for a new keyboard with a slight learning curve, you should check out Typewise. Audio Manager is a tool that aims to automatically adjust your phone's volumes and ringtones without you having to do anything. You can schedule a time for your volumes and ringtones to be automatically adjusted, and the Pro mode lets you adjust your volumes based on your location. So if you're going to school, you can mute notification volumes while still allowing alarms, or you can mute ringtones when arriving at work, and so on. It's a pretty neat app to have. Traffics 3D is a traffic management simulation game where you have to control traffic and avoid accidents by holding your finger on the screen and letting the cars pass through the traffic lights. As you can imagine, it gets more difficult as time goes on and more cars are introduced. If you just let a single crash happen, you'll have to restart the level. So it definitely takes some patience and good timing to advance to the next level. Stino Notes is a beautiful, minimalistic app designed to encourage creativity and eliminate distraction. While the app is an early release, the current features of this note-taking app include the ability to quickly add, delete, and edit notes. There's a dark mode, there's an undo feature, you can organize your content with hashtags, which is really cool. And with that comes the ability to search for your notes. You can search for those hashtags, or you can filter your notes by folder and you can label them. You should check out Stino if you're looking for a new note-taking app. Colorative is one of 2 wallpaper apps we have for you this month. You start by selecting a design, and then you select the colors you like and the color combination. Then you can customize your selection by swiping and dragging things around. As you can see, you can create some really beautiful wallpapers with really unique designs that I think you'll really enjoy. I've really enjoyed them, and they work great for OLED displays that really look great with a black background. This app is definitely worth looking into. SwiftWall is the other wallpaper app. It's a wallpaper manager that will help you customize your wallpapers to make them dark and light, static, or animated. You can add various filters super easily, and there's a bunch of wallpapers to scroll through and choose from. Just like Colorative, if you like what you see, you gotta check out this app. It's called SwiftWall Wallpaper Manager. Age of Civilizations 2 Year Up is a strategy game where you have to use military tactics and cunning diplomacy to either unify the world or conquer it. The timeline ranges from the Age of Civilizations to the distant future. You can create peace treaties, you can start revolutions, and you can explore various terrain types. It's a lot like the game Civilization. You've probably heard of it. So if you like that game, you should enjoy this one. Listel is a news app that offers a huge selection of high-quality audio versions of news articles, all narrated by real people. New curated stories are added every single morning, and they range from thought-provoking to everlasting blog posts. You got tech, politics, science, startups, and more topics that you can read through or listen through. This is a must-have for news junkies as well as people who frequently listen to podcasts. I've seen a lot of audio-based news apps, but this is really neat since it features human-narrated news articles. Fair Email is an email client with a heavy focus on privacy. It's 100% open source, it features encryption and decryption, it requires you to confirm showing images and opening links to prevent tracking and phishing. It'll even warn you if it can't authenticate messages that you receive. But the fun doesn't really stop there. The app also supports unlimited Gmail, Outlook, and Yahoo accounts, so all of your accounts should be supported with this app. You got unlimited email addresses. It features a unified inbox, so all of your mail will be at one location. It doesn't use much data. It's pretty easy on battery life. It's an all-around great email client that's worth checking out, especially if you value your privacy. Rollerball is a super fun, addicting game with a very simple objective. You have to slide your thumb on the screen to adjust the position of each platform to get the ball to roll onto the next platform. Reaching a new platform will increase your score and spawn a new path on the left or right-hand side. It's one of those games where you have to try and just beat your high score. Perfect for when you're waiting at a doctor's office or on the bus. It's frustrating, it's addictive, but most importantly, it's fun. OneShade is an awesome customization app that harnesses the power of Android. It lets you customize your quick settings to make it look more modern, but it also adds functionality too. You can customize the color of the quick settings tiles and the background color. You can even change the shape of the icons themselves, like hexagons or to squircles. There's even the ability to add a side handle to pull down the notification shade from anywhere on the screen. That's just some of the things you can do with this app. There's just so much you can do, and I love it because if you watched my LG V60 video, you'll know that I was not a big fan of the stock notification tray and the quick settings, so this app is just perfect for me. Almighty Volume Keys is another incredible customization app. This app lets you customize the volume controls to perform just about whatever action you would like with just a series of taps or presses. Press the volume up button twice and you can have it turn on the flashlight, for example, or whatever else you'd like. You can even add an action for when you perform a long press on the volume buttons. This app just gets super detailed to the point where you can set separate actions specifically for when you are watching media or recording sound. This is just another app you must have if you like customizing your phone because it just does so much. Omnom Run is one of the newest games from the publisher behind the famous Cut the Rope game. This is just a fun game where you play as this fun green creature and run down the dangerous streets of Nomville, avoiding obstacles and collecting power-ups to unlock new characters. There's a bunch of missions to play through. Overall, it offers a fun way to pass the time with. AutoSync is a universal cloud sync and backup tool from MetaControl. The app lets you sync files and folders from a bunch of different cloud storage clients to your device automatically without any additional input from you, although you can customize which files you want to be synced up. It's in beta right now, but I just wanted to include it on the list for you guys who use a variety of cloud storage clients. Currently, it supports Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, Mega, pCloud, and Yandex Disk. If you could benefit from this app, check it out. App Notifier restores Google Play's missing app update and app install notifications. So if you want to get a notification for when an app is newly installed or updated on your device, you'll definitely want to download App Notifier. It's really quite simple. The app even works with side-loaded apps downloaded outside of the Play Store. Epic Privacy Browser is the first ever Chromium-based browser engineered to protect your privacy. If you value privacy and are open to the idea of using a different browser other than Chrome, you should check out this one. Since it's built on Chromium, it's going to be super fast and relatively secure, more so than other browsers. It features file encryption, a built-in ad blocker, VPN, an incognito browser, you have password saving support, and just a bunch more features that I could just list for probably hours. I highly recommend this browser. Space Core Galaxy Shooting is a special space arcade shooting game. You play as a sacred core born from the universe to discover new planets and seek more dimensional power to purify the universe of evil shooting geometric shapes. It's really quite simple, but it gets pretty challenging as you progress and have to fight bosses. There are various equipment and weapons upgrades. This is just another great game to pass the time with. Beta Maniac, it manages the subscriptions to the beta programs of the apps you have installed on your phone. So Beta Maniac allows you to periodically scan the beta programs of the apps you have installed, and it sends you a notification when a limited number beta program becomes available again. And you can subscribe to the beta program simply by clicking on the notification. You can also manage your subscriptions to beta programs directly from the app itself. You can filter the lists according to your tastes and just enjoy an attractive and up-to-date design. This is a must-have app for beta testers. Socratic by Google helps you with your homework by solving a variety of questions or math problems you are struggling with. You can use your voice or the camera to connect to the online resources to help you understand the problem you're struggling with. It offers videos and step-by-step explanations in a pretty easy to read layout. Currently, the app supports a number of different subjects like algebra, geometry, biology, chemistry, physics, and a bunch more, and even more to come. I gotta say though, my favorite feature is just the AI camera. You can just point the camera at the math problem and it'll solve it and offer a step-by-step explanation. Green is the newest puzzle game from Bart Bonte. The goal is to make the screen green in all 50 levels, but it's pretty tricky because each level has its method of solving. It starts off pretty easy, but it gets progressively more challenging. It's one of those games, if you like what you see, check out Green. Links down below, as well as to everything else mentioned in this video. The CDC app made it on the list because of the current situation around COVID-19. There's talk of Google and Apple rolling out a contact tracing app that will help authorities locate those infected with the virus to help prevent it from spreading. So while we wait for the apps to hit the market, I figured I'd include the CDC app to help you stay informed on the best practices to help keep you safe. It should also be the first place to alert you of when those contact tracing apps become available. Shadow Weather is a minimal weather app complete with a 10-day forecast and 4 days of hourly weather data. It features a dark layout by default, which is, easy on the eyes. The premium version also gives you access to an interactive weather radar. You got a lightning tracker and a calendar view. Since Apple is buying the popular dark sky weather app and discontinuing it, this might be a good one to switch to. Fortnite has officially made its way to Android. You could download the app from Fortnite's website and sideload the app, but Fortnite decided to bite the bullet and give Google some more money by releasing an official Fortnite app on the Play Store. This makes it much easier for people to find it and download it, and honestly, that'll probably help it reach a wider audience, so they'll probably end up making even more money. But you all know what Fortnite is. If you haven't given this game a try on your mobile device, you might want to download it from the Play Store. SpottyTube gives you access to the latest music charts. It features top trending and viral music charts all in one place from sources like Spotify, Billboard, and YouTube. It's actually pretty awesome because you can view the top chart by countries and years. There's a bunch of playlists to discover and you can create your own playlist too. There are genres to check out, and there's even a floating music player that lets you watch music videos while you text your friends or browse social media. It's a pretty great app, not gonna lie. Footage Camera 2 is the sequel to Footage Camera 1, one of the most popular camera apps on the Play Store. This one brings an improved UI and even some more features. So some of the features you get include support for Android's new Camera 2 API, focus and exposure control, you have a burst mode, ability to create GIFs, you got an ultra slow motion video recording mode, a selfie light, manual ISO focus and shutter speed control, and just much, much more. If you're looking to expand upon the features of your native camera app, you should check out Footage Camera 2. Super Status Bar lets you add various functions to your status bar, such as gestures, notification previews, and quick brightness and volume controls. One of my favorite features is the ability to just swipe left and right along the top of the status bar to lower or raise the brightness of my screen. That's pretty awesome. You can also customize the icon colors and enable or disable icons. I just recommend this app if you really like to customize your phone. I recommend you spend some time with it and just get a feel for what all it can do, because there's a lot it can do. Sonar Smash is a fun game that looks a lot like a classic arcade game. You have to smash your way through endlessly scaling waves of adorable sea creatures using unique and powerful sonar abilities. Collect rings to unlock additional powers, refill hearts, and purchase stat upgrades. Sonar Smash is just a fun way to pass the time in quarantine. Filterbox is a notification manager that gives you complete control over your notifications. Why would you need an app like this? Well, surely you've downloaded an app or two that constantly bugs you with notifications every day, right? Well, this app makes it easy to create rules for those apps. You can mute notifications of a particular app between a particular time, such as between 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Best of all, it's free and the UI is well designed. You should check it out. Oxypie is an icon pack full of beautiful icons. There are more than 4,000 custom icons for your apps. They're similar to stock Android, but are more rounded, uniform, and quite frankly, appealing. I'm quite bored of these stock Android apps, so this helps spice things up without straying too far from what I've been familiar with for years now. 1978, Skatepark Pinball is a game from the Qualcomm Game Studios that was developed to test out the power of its flagship Snapdragon 865 chipset. So you will need a phone with this processor to take advantage of this game, but it features detailed 3D models, lots of lighting effects, reflections, and lifelike ball physics. If you like what you see, you might want to give this game a download. Facebook Gaming is a new app from, you guessed it, Facebook, that lets you not only play games, but watch others stream games and connect with them. They're trying to make it a one-stop shop for gamers. It has many elements of Twitch, but the most unique feature is the ability to actually play the games through the app without downloading them. If you're a Facebook user, you like games, you might want to consider downloading Facebook Gaming. Wallrod features a bunch of wallpapers with various styles and colors. The app lets you browse through all the wallpapers, and if you find one you like, you can quickly apply the wallpaper directly from the app. There are new wallpapers added every week and various collections to browse through. Vikings 2 is a super fun game where you play as an archer that has to shoot their way through waves of creatures. There are giants, dragons, trolls, demons, and more. Once you beat them, you can collect the gold, which you can then use to increase your stats and level up. It kind of reminds me of a space shooter similar to Space Invaders, but in a Viking mythical form. I don't know, I love this game though. Yasan Launcher is a minimalistic third-party launcher powered by artificial intelligence, which will select which apps you see on your home screen. You basically get this 3x3 grid of icons in a square with a dashboard shortcut, a search bar shortcut, and a tray for all of your apps. And by touching the screen, you can hide or display this bar to keep things more or less minimal, just depending on your liking. In my testing, the launcher runs really smooth, but it's still in early access mode, so it's not quite ready for prime time, but even so, it runs really well for, one to use it as their main launcher. So if you like what you see, you might want to check this app out. Best of all, it's completely free, so if you don't like it, just change it. Dolby On is a powerful tool that can help you record audio and music using just your phone. But the app works to maximize the quality of your recordings, unlike just the stock recorder app you might have already installed. It manages to do this by analyzing the type of recording you're trying to do, whether it's a voice memo, a podcast, or instrument, to make the audio even more high quality. The tool comes with automatic studio effects, including noise reduction, limiting, spatial audio, and EQ, and more. Now, I haven't tested this in detail with like a bunch of different devices with and without this recording tool turned on, but I will say audio recordings don't sound too bad at all. I also just love the simple, colorful UI that makes the default recorder on a lot of devices look bland. This one's just super easy to use, and it's inviting, if that makes sense. It makes me actually want to record stuff. Volve is a news and magazine app that tries to report the news with as little bias and clutter as possible. Its main claim to fame is the ability to display articles, which it claims you can read in 9 seconds, or 6 articles in under a minute. It curates content from a bunch of sources like Forbes, USA Today, Bloomberg, and TechCrunch, and it features articles ranging from politics to tech updates. If you're a news junkie like myself, I think you should check out this app. A Dance of Fire and Ice is a one-button rhythm game where your goal is to guide 2 orbiting planets down a path without breaking their perfect equilibrium. Press on every beat to move in a straight line. There are over 100 levels, including 14 full-length boss levels. The more you progress, the harder it becomes, the more the beat speeds up, and the more beautiful the visuals there are. The more you progress, the harder it becomes, and the more beautiful visuals there are. If you like what you see, or shall I say, hear, you should give this game a look. Calculator Lock is a photo and video gallery vault disguised as a calculator app. So you can lock photos and videos up behind this app and nobody will be able to find them because they won't know that it's secretly a gallery. They'll think it's just a boring calculator app. If you have some risky photos that you're trying to keep private or just, care about your privacy in general, you should maybe consider this app. Volume Styles lets you fully customize your phone's volume panel and sliders. You can change the colors, apply different themes such as an iOS or MIUI theme. You can change the position and much more. You can even add additional shortcuts in the volume panel and change the brightness. This is just a very powerful app that you should seriously look into if you really like customizing your Android device. Mystic Pillars is a story-based puzzle game set in ancient India. You play as a mysterious traveler whose journey across the world lands you in the kingdom of Zampi. Resolve the drought plaguing the once prosperous kingdom of Zampi by solving puzzles and destroying the magical pillars blocking the water. There are 100 levels to play through, hand-drawn, colorful 2D artwork, and various animated cutscenes. Ooh, exciting. Check this app out if you're a fan of puzzle games and beautiful artwork. Hey is a new app from Basecamp that aims to modernize email. We actually reviewed it in a dedicated video because it's been getting a ton of buzz lately. Basically what it offers is a screener that screens all of your emails for you, allowing you to pick and choose which emails get sent to your inbox or inbox, whatever Hey is calling it. That way your inbox contains only emails that you want to see. And that's really just the beginning. There's a bunch of neat ways to sort messages. You can view all the attachments in one neat place called All Files and see receipts and other transactional emails in a section called Paper Trail. The app does a great job keeping things nice and tidy. The biggest downside is that it costs $100 per year, which is quite a bit more than Gmail, Hotmail, and Yahoo, which are all free. Firefox Screenshot Go lets you search for screenshots by text. It also provides a simple overview of all of your screenshots in one organized, easy to find place. It's definitely going to be better than the screenshots section in your stock gallery app. You can scan text from a screenshot using the text scanner button, and there's even a Go button, which you can choose to enable or not, but it basically is a floating button that you can press to instantly take a screenshot wherever you are on your phone. If you take a lot of screenshots, you should consider downloading this app. Early Worm is a physics-based platformer about a worm that wants to collect all of the apples. I know, it sounds riveting. There are 80 levels to play through, which consists of you slinging your worm to walls and ceilings using honey, bouncing on the mushroom beds, and diving into deep waters. If you like what you see, check out Early Worm. Adobe Photoshop Camera is out of beta, and unlike many of Adobe's other apps, it's completely free. What it allows you to do is apply filters and effects before you even take the shot. There are some selfie effects, food and scenery shots, an auto tone and portrait control mode, and much more. If you're into photography, check this app out. Acteur is a screen management app that features a nice minimal design. Basically, all you do is turn on Acteur mode when you want to focus, and whenever you power on the phone, the app will ask you to type the reason why you're unlocking your phone. Then you'll be able to check your actions and analyze them. You do have to be a bit honest with yourself and actually enter in a reason, but unlike a lot of screen management apps and locking apps, this one is betting on the fact that your honesty and motivation to decrease your screen time will actually help you achieve your goal. Lock screen widgets brings back an old Android feature of adding widgets to your lock screen. This app brings back this ability with added features. All you need to do is tap the plus icon and you'll see a list of widgets you can add. If you tap on one, you can go to your lock screen and perform a 2-finger tap on the widget to move it around. And if you have multiple widgets here, you can scroll through them from left to right and you can interact with them on the lock screen and open up specific sections on the app. It's in beta right now, so it may not work perfectly with all devices and Android versions, but it works pretty well in my testing. And I think, if you're an Android user who likes to customize your phone a lot, you should definitely check this app out. I think you'll really like it. Super Mambo Quest Demo is another platformer, but it's modeled after a classic arcade game. It takes place in a gigantic world made out of hundreds of connected areas, and you can defeat all the enemies in any of the levels with just one combo. There's a bunch of enemies to interact with and various abilities and upgrades to unlock. I love me some classic arcade platformers like this. They're lots of fun. Split Apps is another feature that takes advantage of the power of Android. It lets you create split screen app recipes or shortcuts. So all you have to do is tap on the shortcut on your home screen to open up the split screen apps side by side. You can create any combo of apps you want that support the feature and easily swap the placement around depending on what you like. If you use split screen apps on Android a lot, you like to multitask, you should definitely download this app. Wavelet is an equalizer app designed for headphone listeners. It includes 2,400 presets on a headphone by headphone basis, a 9-band equalizer, a bass booster, reverb preset, and even a virtualizer. The best feature is the ability to just plug in a pair of headphones and have it recognize the pair of headphones and tune them accordingly. If you're a casual music listener or audiophile, you're going to get a lot out of this app. Neon Flytron is a neat game where you control a futuristic car and have to dodge moving bridges, trains, and giant fans. You can use a shield to avoid obstacles, but your goal is really just to try and get as far as you can. What stood out to me, at first at least, were the graphics and the bright neon colors, but what kept me sticking around were the customizations and unpredictable gameplay. Notification history saves all of your incoming notifications and messages, so that when you dismiss or clear a notification, you will be able to go back and remember what it is that you may have accidentally cleared. It's really that simple, but there are some nice little add-ons here and there, like the ability to add a widget to view the notification log instantly on your home screen. You can blacklist apps to ignore them in the notification logs, and you can back up and restore your log too. And I think the cherry on top is that all the backups that you do perform are encrypted and stored on your phone and not the cloud. Mi Control Center is a powerful customization app that takes over the Android notifications and quick settings section of your phone. The app keeps your notifications and your quick settings separate from one another, so you can swipe down from the left side of the screen to view your notifications, and if you swipe down on the right side of the screen, you can view your control center or your quick settings. And you can customize the heck out of this app. You can customize the background, colors. It even features some neat tricks, like it groups together notifications from the same app into the same notifications, so you don't get spammed with all sorts of different notifications. Overall, this is just a great customization app to check out. Spirit Sprint is an endless runner with some really neat visuals. You basically just fly through the wilderness as a spirit that transfers from animal to animal. I know, it's kind of weird, but there are forests and meadows to soar through, as well as dangerous caves and mines. The gameplay changes each time you play it, and there are various power-ups and animals to unlock. If you like what you see, I think you should check it out. It's a fun, casual game to just pick up and play. Odo Music is one of the best new music players on the Play Store, in my opinion. It's chocked full of features like Chromecast support, it features lyrics support, a light and dark mode, an equalizer, and some delightful animations and icons. I typically use Spotify, and so I don't have a lot of on-device music, but if you do, you should check this app out. It's super fluid, it works well, and is packed full of features that I think you will really like. Rainviewer is a powerful weather forecast app that helps you track rain, snow, or really any storm on the live radar map. Obviously, we're in the summer months, so there's really not a ton of precipitation to watch out for, but I can see this app being great in the fall and winter because it delivers accurate, up-to-date forecasts. You can see what the forecast looks like in the past, current, and future. There's a precipitation chart and rain notifications, which will alert you when there is some rainfall, some storms, or snowfall coming to your location. If you're a weather junkie, you probably have your eyes on this app. Bundled Notes is a brand new note-taking, list-making, to-do app. Basically, it does it all, and it syncs across your devices and soon will be accessible via a web app. It's actually currently in beta, so not every feature is available as of yet, but what caught my eye was just the dark and light modes and all of the formatting options. This is a do-it-all note-taking / writing app that I can highly recommend. Farewell is an old school platform shooter, but don't let the graphics keep you from giving this app a try. It's simple, but it's actually lots of fun as you go up the well and you make your way using a variety of weapons and defeating powerful enemies. You can upgrade your character and you can unlock power-ups to become stronger and stronger. There's a ton of levels and enemies to beat, so you should be entertained for hours on end. Zone Launcher is a smart hidden launcher and sidebar that works on top of any app you are currently viewing. It doesn't replace your current home screen. Instead, it just kind of supplements it via a hidden side-loaded launcher. Basically, you just add a bunch of apps to the sidebar, or you can add shortcuts like the ability to activate Amazon Alexa or direct message someone. You can even add other functions like taking a screenshot, you can lock the screen, turn on the flashlight, and much more. Oh, and you can also customize the columns and blocks just depending on how many or how little number of apps that you'd like to have here. But when you swipe in from the side of the screen, you will see all those apps that you added here, and you can even keep swiping off to the right-hand side to view an alphabetical list that you can scroll through to search through all of your apps on your phone. And what's also cool is that it works with left and right-handed users. So if you're a lefty like me, you'll swipe in from the left side of the screen because that's the most comfortable and intuitive way to use the app. Quick Cursor is yet another powerful app that's only possible on Android. What it does is it helps you use big screened smartphones easily with one hand by introducing a computer-like cursor controlled with one of your fingers. And similar to Zone Launcher, you swipe in from the edge of the screen. So you actually might not want to use both apps at the same time. But anyway, it's really freaking easy to use and simple. You swipe in from the side of the screen and you move your cursor over the icon or text or whatever it is you want to interact with, and you tap on the cursor on the lower portion of the screen, and yeah, it'll interact with that thing that you were interacting with. As you can see, it works great. It's super easy to use, and I think it's pretty much a must-have nowadays as phone displays keep getting bigger and bigger. Nightspeed is an arcade racing game featuring procedural track generation. So what that means is every race you play will be different. The app is currently in beta, but I just love the racing mechanics. I love the dark theme and animations. And what's relatively unique about this game is that you can actually race online against other players. There's also the ability to level up your car and unlock new parts, but more functionality is coming in the future since this game is still, once again, only in beta. Litepass is a really simple but useful app that helps you find light versions of your apps. So you might ask, why would you need this or want this? Well, oftentimes Google and other companies will release light versions of their apps that give you super basic functionality but don't take up much space on your phone. They also, a lot of the times, run faster than the full-fledged apps. So if you're tight on storage space or whatever the reason may be, you should check out this app, and you can download the light versions of each of your apps with just a few taps. It makes it really easy. Verticons is an icon pack that features some really unique vertical 18:9 app icons. They loosely stick to material design guidelines and the material design color palette from Google. But as with any icon pack, it's really going to depend on whether or not you like the looks of the icons. But I think these vertical icons make sense with smartphones nowadays, as many of them feature taller 18:9 aspect ratio displays. So why not have icons that match? Brainhq is an app from Posit Science, the so-called most rigorous program available for better brain health and the only one backed by more than 100 scientific papers. Basically, the app features a bunch of different exercises that helps to improve your brain function, from the most basic elements of perception through the most complex elements of memory, thinking, and decision making. This is a great app to have to just keep on your phone and test your noggin skills every once in a while to make sure you're not declining cognitively. iOS Widgets for Kwgt is an extension for the Kwgt Custom Widget Maker application. What it offers is a selection of iOS 14 widgets, which Apple recently announced were finally coming to iPhones with the next version of iOS. It's long overdue. Now, if you're an Android fan, you've had this ability since the creation of Android. But if you like the looks of iOS 14 widgets, you could download this app and the extension and start placing the widgets you see here all over your home screens. Just know that the extension, it costs $1, and the pro version of the Kwgt app is around $5. So it's not the cheapest solution to get these widgets, but hey, it is a solution nonetheless. ClimaWeather is a beautiful weather app, and unlike many other weather apps on the Play Store, it uses 3 separate weather providers to ensure you get the most accurate forecasts possible. It apparently uses weather info from Dark Sky, Open Weather Map, and WeatherBit, and it displays this information in a simple design with delightful animations and bold colors. There's a dark mode for OLED displays and some home screen widgets to choose from. If you like what you see, check out ClimaWeather. Vectorify Da Home is a minimal and open source app that features wallpapers from a vast collection of vector graphics. What's neat is you can customize the background and graphic colors, and there's just a ton of different vectors to choose from. So if you're all about simplicity, I think you will love this wallpaper app. Helicopter is a super fun 3D shooting game. You jump in a helicopter and start shooting gunmen in various missions. What I like about this game is it's not too overly complex. You basically just jump in a helicopter and start tapping and shooting with endless bullets, trying to see how far you can progress. Taskito is a timeline-based task management app with one goal: to help you stay more organized. Now, I love all the formatting options here to help you keep track of your goals and what needs to be done. You can create tasks, you can add checklists, and even set reminders so you don't forget whatever you have set. There are also tags and templates to help organize your flow. We even have various themes to make the app easier on the eyes. This is definitely one of the best task managers on the Play Store. Skit is an application manager with some pretty smart features, such as the ability to share or extract any user or system application in .apk format, and it has the ability to view the itty-gritty details of the apps you have installed, such as the activity details, the services that are used, as well as the used permissions. You can unlock more features in the premium version, but for free, you get lots of useful information that's great for developers or just, the conscientious privacy user who wants to check permissions of their apps. It can do a lot of things. Civilization 6 is now on Android, and it features a free trial that lets you play the game for 60 in-game turns. Now, I think Civilization needs no explanation. It's one of the most iconic turn-based strategy video games of all time. Now, Civ 6, it features a new timeline, political loyalty, and an ages mechanic built around cycles of Dark Ages and Golden Ages. There's a lot to love about this game. I hope that you've played Civilization, at least some version, in the past. Just be warned that with this specific app and this version, a lot of people have mentioned that there are some issues with game saves and there are some bugs that need to be worked out, but hopefully they will address this and patch those pretty soon. It's still lots of fun. You should definitely check it out. The Xbox Beta app is, I would say, a must-have app for anyone with an Xbox One or a soon-to-be-launched Xbox Series X. This app will essentially let you access your Xbox dashboard from your mobile device. So you can launch games on your console and you can message your friends, but the best feature is Xbox game streaming. If you go over to my library section, you can connect to your console and play your Xbox games from your smartphone. I actually made a whole separate video about this when I reviewed the Razer Kishi mobile gaming controller for Xbox, so check that out below if you're interested. The streaming, it actually works surprisingly well, and I honestly think this has helped solidify my decision to adopt the next-gen Series X console over the PS5. Anywhere you have internet, you can connect and play your Xbox games from your phone, and that, I think, is awesome. Among Us made it to the list because it's sort of gone viral, and after playing it last night with some friends, it's for a good reason. The general description is you play online or over local Wi-Fi with several other players, and you attempt to prep your spaceship for departure. The only problem is there's an imposter bent on killing everyone. All you have to do is, as a crewmate, is complete all the tasks in the map or discover clues and vote the imposter off the ship. It's quite fun, but I definitely recommend you play it locally with several of your friends to get the most out of it. Instamox is a pretty unique app that does a great job doing one thing in particular. What it does is it gives you a bunch of mock-ups of mobile devices like an iPhone 11 or Galaxy S10 Plus, and it'll imprint one of your screenshots into the mock-up to make it look like the screenshot was captured by that device, or to look like the device you selected is displaying a certain screen. From there, you can add text above or below the screenshot mock-up you made and share it on your social media sites. If you're a tech YouTuber, developer, software engineer, you just want to look more professional when sharing your screenshots, I think this app will help you out. Project Cheat Codes is pretty self-explanatory in that it offers a bunch of cheat codes for tons of games available on every platform. What's neat is you can select a publisher like Bethesda, and you can pick a game they developed to view all of the cheats available for that game. That's really it. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a small developer. Go give them some love. Shortcut Maker lets you create a shortcut on your Android home screen for anything you want. You can create a shortcut for a specific setting in your settings drawer. You can create a shortcut for a specific website or even an intent, such as viewing your downloads or searching the web. Now, before you create the shortcut, you can decide whether you want to change the name, open it up with a certain app, and even lock it with a fingerprint or password. I think this is a very powerful app that you should definitely check out if you like customizing your phone. Mosquito is a game in beta, but it plays well enough to be on the list. It plays a lot like Angry Birds, but you play as a mosquito who has to get to the exit by turning lights on or off. Right away, this game seems like it'd be easy, but it presents more of a challenge than you might think. The lovely graphics and jazz music also really add to the experience. I love my jazz music. Snap Search lets you quickly search the web without compromising your data. It uses a secure incognito browser that auto-deletes history, cookies, sessions, and everything else. It is the definition of an incognito browser, and it doesn't even ask for Android permissions because it doesn't tap into your data. I can't say the same thing about Google Chrome, so if you value your privacy, you might want to check out Snap Search. Split Cloud solves a niche problem, but a problem nonetheless, and that problem has to do with listening to two separate songs via the same headphones. Yeah, that's right. This app will help you share your headphones with a friend or a partner. The app looks like a split-screen music player because it basically is, but it has the ability to link to SoundCloud on top of all the other songs that you might have saved on your device. So if you want to be able to listen to two different songs at once, check out Split Cloud Double Music. Listel offers a bunch of articles that you can consume in audio form. They're all narrated by real people, and there are new curated stories added every morning. Some of the topics include tech, politics, startups, and self-development. I think news junkies will really love this app. This would also be great if you do a lot of commuting to and from work, or maybe just you commute for work. Odie's Dimension 2 is an isometric puzzle game, and a beautiful one at that, which combines brain-challenging puzzles and fantasy environments. In Odie's Dimension 2, you have to trust your eyes. If a path seems walkable, it probably is. The synopsis is Finn is lost in an unusual place known as Odie's Dimension. Nobody makes it out alive from here, and especially not alone. Luckily enough, though, Finn's got your back. Guide Finn through Odie's Dimension in his quest to find his home. You solve puzzles along the way, and you discover new paths to follow. If you like what you see, download Odie's Dimension 2. Roku Channel is a new app from Roku, and what's neat about this app is it offers free TV and movies with no strings attached. I thought I would have to sign up for some kind of service or, put my account information in or something like that, but I was able to sign in as a guest, if that counts, and still watch movies like Cloverfield. You got TV shows like Hell's Kitchen and the classic Halloween movie. There's also live TV like NBC News Now. You got USA Today, ABC News Live, and plenty more. Obviously, you don't get like the main channels like ABC and NBC or all the big networks, but it's still pretty amazing what you do get here for no money. It's completely free. Universe in a Nutshell is a new education app from Kwgt. I hope I'm saying that right. It's German. It's from that YouTube channel that features videos explaining things with optimistic nihilism. This app is pretty awesome because you can scroll and you can learn about the size of the universe, from the tiniest particles to the epic galaxies. And when you find something cool you want to learn about, you just tap on the object and it'll show you and explain what it is, how it works, and it'll also include some mind-blowing facts. So I just love the illustrations this app offers. I'm a big fan of the YouTube channel, and also the original soundtrack isn't too bad either. Notes by Firefox is in beta, but it offers enough features that earns it a spot on the list. What it offers is a pretty darn simple, secure notepad that syncs with Firefox. You can create a to-do list or a memo, and the notes will automatically sync between your Android device and Firefox. And I would say what's particularly special or unique about it is it features end-to-end encryption, which, it fits right in line with Mozilla and Firefox's privacy-centric philosophy. Personal Shopping Assistant from Microsoft is a little bit creepy, not gonna lie, but it's actually pretty darn useful. What it does is it automatically remembers products you browse on your phone. So if you're using your internet browser and you come across a cool product, the app will remember it and add it to your mobile and browsed boards automatically for you to revisit later. This app can sync across your various devices. There's even a price change feature that will alert you if there's like a cheaper price available for the items that it has saved for you. Hyperforma is a game set 256 years in the future, where an anonymous explorer descends into the cold depths of the ancient network. Dun dun dun. Your goal is to venture into a journey through the endless empty cyberspace and uncover the secrets of the vanished civilization that was there 256 years ago. And you do so by completing various puzzles. So if you're a sci-fi enthusiast, I think you'll really, really like this game. Puma Browser is a new privacy-centric browser that works with Coil.com to help support the content creators behind the content that you consume. The long-term vision for this browser is to create an alternative to advertising as a main business model for the internet, and to help people transact and share freely while also protecting their privacy online. And in my limited testing, I will say the browser seems quick and stable. I'm just really curious to see how much traction this browser gets over the months and years, because it definitely offers a really neat take on internet browsing. And also, as a content creator, I think it's really cool that they're trying to convince people to support creators themselves and not rely on the advertising model that's going on behind the scenes. Launcher is an intentionally simple launcher designed to free you from distractions. There are no app icons or advertisements. You get 4 main apps that you can pin to your home screen. And then if you want to search for other apps, you just swipe up and start searching for an app you'd like to open up. You can also long press to view various settings, and you can configure gestures such as like the gesture to swipe right to open up the phone app or swipe left to open up the camera app. That's really about it. It works well and it's free. So if you like it, check it out, give it a try. If you don't, delete it. Shortcut Manager is an app that'll create shortcuts of your apps and activities and other services for your Android device. So you can create a shortcut to open up Google Play, for example, and you can customize it with a completely new icon. If you don't like the stock Google Play icon, you can change it. There's also a link to visit the App Store for the app that you have selected, which is kind of neat, I guess. But in general, it's another great app to have if you really like to customize your Android device. Trove is another Microsoft app, but unlike the other one, this one might net you some money. So you can share your photos that'll help train AI computers, and you can get paid for doing that. So basically, you find a project you like, you send your photos in, and then you get paid. It'll link up to your PayPal. And you know, Microsoft says they don't resell your photos. They say they only work with trusted partners, and they help you license your photos with your full control. Now, there's not a ton of projects open at the moment, but I'd suggest checking in every once in a while to see if there's something you can participate in and maybe earn you some cash. I'm not sure how much we're talking here, but hey, something is better than nothing. Color and Roll is a simple puzzle game where you have to slide blocks around to complete the wanted image. I like it personally because it runs in portrait mode and it only requires 1 finger, so it's just a super casual game I can pick up and play and help pass the time with. Now, there are time and move limits. There's a hard and easy mode depending on what you like, and bonus rewards to help make things even more challenging and entertaining. So if you like what you see, check out Color and Roll. If you want to turn your Android device into a pseudo iPhone running iOS 14, you should check out the app Launcher iOS 14. I actually was just going to include a different, smaller app that does basically the same thing, but then I stumbled upon Launcher iOS 14, and I found that it's way more polished, letting you customize your lock screen. You can set widgets that look just like the widgets in iOS 14. You have the same swipe down to search functionality. You can even download additional apps to customize things like the lock screen I just mentioned. You can customize like the control center. If you want to make your device look like an iPhone, you're gonna want this app. And if you're offended that I would even suggest such a thing, well, I'm sorry. I totally understand that too. Buzzkill is a collection of tools to help you keep your notifications under control. With this app, you can create rules which tells Buzzkill which notifications to activate for and what to do with them. It reminds me a lot of If This Then That, except for your notifications. You can filter the notifications based on a word or a phrase, by images notifications, and more. It's a really powerful tool that I think would be great if you love to heavily customize your device. The First Tree is a beautiful third-person exploration game centered around 2 parallel stories, a fox trying to find her missing family, and a son reconnecting with his estranged father in Alaska. You play as the fox and journey to uncover artifacts and stories from the son's life as he becomes intertwined in the fox's journey towards the first tree. Now, this game does cost $5, which is not cheap, but I think you could get some therapeutic benefits from this app as it's beautiful and relaxing to play. Bitlit is an all-in-one customization app that offers wallpapers, fresh new icon packs, widgets, and various news about the various customization apps and icon packs that are out there. So the idea is this is your one-stop shop for customizing your phone. And so if you like what you see, check it out. If you don't, well then don't check it out. If you have a device with an OLED display, which is most of the newer phones nowadays, you can use Always On to add an Always On display to your phone without draining a ton of battery life. So a lot of phones have a built-in Always On display, but a lot don't, hence the reason why I'm shouting out this app. In the app, you can customize the watch face, the behavior, and the background super easily. There are also some neat animations you can toggle on or off for when you plug in a charger or headphones. Geometric Weather is a fantastic weather app that offers real-time temperature, air quality index, a 15-day weather forecast, the sun and moon cycles, and much, much more. It offers pretty much all the info you could possibly want without having to really hunt for the information, if you know what I mean. What's also cool is you can change the service provider of the weather data. There's a dark mode and support for widgets. I could go on, but seriously guys, this app is great, especially if you need a new weather app. Gestures, Tap Them Down is a fast-paced rhythm arcade game about precise tapping. Some of the gestures you can use to play the game include tap, double tap, hold, and dual touch. There's a challenge mode where you can cruise through level by level, but there's also an endless mode where you have to just see how far you can get. I know a lot of you guys really like those endless games that are just all about the high score. We even have a speed mode where you have to tap as fast as you can to beat your best score. So it's kind of like the endless mode, a little different. It's pretty fun though. Check out this game if you like what you see. Palettes is a universal theme manager for apps supporting the dynamic theme on Android, which right now is not a very big list. A couple of the supported apps include Everyday Calendar Widget and Rotation Orientation Manager. So you can go into those apps and you can use the Palettes app to change and customize the theme to your liking. Now, I'm hoping the developer updates the app to include an in-app list of all these supported apps because I think that'd be super useful. And it looks like they will based on some of the replies in the reviews, but it's just a matter of when. Auto Photo Compress claims to compress your photos and save up to 90% of your phone's storage without compromising the photo's quality. Now, if you want to preserve the original quality, that's fine too. And I think it's worth noting that anytime you compress a photo, I mean, we can assume that some quality is going to be lost, whether it's noticeable or not, that's a different story. But this app is really great for those of you really trying to free up some extra space. So what's also cool is you can back up your original high-res photos to your cloud storage provider, and then you can compress the photos that haven't already been compressed to, free up some space. You can schedule compressions on preset days and times, and it's also worth noting that this app supports the popular like JPEG, NPG, and HEIC formats. Oculux is a relaxing, minimalist puzzle game with hundreds of levels to keep you entertained and stimulated for days. All you have to do is move the orb by swiping your finger in the direction you would like to move. You have to avoid traps and use different puzzle mechanics to collect all the diamonds in the least amount of moves possible. Like what you see? Check out Oculux. Spotted by Locals is a great new app to have if you're looking for new restaurants or things to do in your city. Instead of using algorithms or ads like Google Maps, this app uses real local people to highlight local gems in your area. What's also neat is the app works completely offline, so you don't need any internet access to access it. With that said, right now, only the most populated cities are available, like New York City, LA, Chicago, and a few others in North America at least. But the app currently has 80 cities all around the world, so if you live in a big city, you should give this app a look. Mark might be the most simple yet useful app on the list. What it does is it will auto-delete your screenshots after a certain amount of time. How it works is after you take a screenshot, you'll be notified with a notification with a yes button if you want that screenshot to be deleted automatically. There's even the option to just automatically clear the notification after 40 seconds so you don't get spammed with notifications and get overwhelmed. And of course, your screenshot will also get deleted. It's really that simple though, and it could be useful as I take a lot of screenshots that I just share once in a while. I just screenshot whatever it is, send it off to my friend, and I don't want to see it ever again. So this app is perfect for my needs as it deletes that screenshot. Don't have to worry about it taking up precious space. Rush Hour 3D is such a simple yet addicting game that I just had to include it on the list. All you got to do is drive your car and try and overtake the car that is in front of you without bumping into the cars coming and driving the opposite direction. The goal is just to see how far you can get. There are various car models to acquire, each with a different driving feel, but that's really it. It's a lot of fun and just easy to pick up and play. Pix Wallpapers offers a ton of fresh new wallpapers for your Android device. There's all sorts of different types broken down into categories that might interest you. And when you find one you like, it's just really easy to tap and apply the wallpaper or save it to your device. Bluetooth audio device widget lets you add a custom widget for every Bluetooth device you have. It's much better than having to navigate to your settings and search for Bluetooth speakers or a pair of earphones of yours. And you can customize settings, like you can make it so that Spotify is automatically opened up when your device is paired and connected to your phone, or you can get a notification when your device is connected. You can even customize the volume levels for each specific pair of earphones you have, and a few other things. So it's really handy and simple, you know. Give it a look if you're an avid wireless music listener. Priorities claims to be the most effective to-do app on the Play Store. With this app, every day you'll mindfully choose to document or write down 3 to 5 of the most impactful tasks that will help you reach your goals, instead of writing down every possible thing that you need to do, like in most to-do list apps. That approach or that philosophy will make it so that you'll actually never look at those tasks again because they're so categorized. So by focusing on just a handful of tasks, 3 to 5, the hope is that you don't get overwhelmed or distracted and can actually execute them more easily. Race, or Rocket Arena Car Extreme, is an early access game that looks very promising. You basically engage in 3D off-road race battles where you fire rockets at your enemies and counter their attacks with your shield. Of course, there's Nitro Boost to go faster and, help you compete against your enemies. There's 4 different racing modes, and you can level up your vehicle as high as level 30. So you should be able to play this game for quite a while before it gets old. Touch Lock lets you lock your touchscreen so you don't accidentally press it when you don't want to. Some use cases include for cooking, so you can keep the screen on while you read the recipe, watching a TV show without the fear of it being interrupted. Maybe you're displaying a photo album and you don't want anyone to mess up the slideshow feature. There's just a lot of different use cases, and you can make it so you can use the fingerprint scanner to lock or unlock the screen. You can even lock the volume keys, which is also pretty handy for its own set of reasons. If you think you could use an app like this, well, maybe check out Touchscreen. Link is in the description. Liquid Teardown offers an inside look at your phone internals, all while being able to quickly look at how much your battery is charged. You can customize the battery color and percentage color. The only downside is the app doesn't support every Android device out there, hence the reason why it has a relatively low rating on the Play Store. But the developer is adding more and more all the time, and the app UI does work well. So if your device is supported, you should definitely check this app out. Wwe Undefeated has been getting a ton of praise online, so I had to check it out. This app is apparently designed from the ground up for mobile devices, offering real-time head-to-head competitions. So you can play quick session matches and collect and upgrade moves to build up your arsenal to defeat your opponents. I think if you like Mortal Kombat and of course WWE, I think you'll really enjoy this game. All right, so there you guys have it. Those were 120 of our favorite Android apps to hit the Google Play Store during the year. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Huge shout out to you if you made it through the entire video. It was a long one, and make sure to check out the links in the description if you are curious about checking out any of the apps mentioned. With that said, I'm looking forward to 2021, making more app videos. So if you want to see more of those, make sure you're subscribed. As always, I'm BoHD from Slash.tv. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you right back here in the next one. See ya.